Are you ready to do some stitching? Let's work on this bird. All right, I have already laid a few stitches in right there. Can you see those? Okay. You see how I'm angling them? I am trying to begin to lay an effect that will help to look like feathers. And so, you want to lay them in the direction that you think that they might be laying. It's not likely they're going to be fluffed up toward the front. Most of these feathers are laying down toward the back or down. So that's how we're laying in this first color. It's a darker color. It's a blue-gray, and it's kind of laying a foundation. Kind of keep my all this other stuff gets in your way for sure, but it's just part of the process. And you just start getting this body part down while you're laying these feather-like stitches along the bottom. Keep them going in the direction that you think those feathers would lay. You see how they're laying like that? Okay. Whoops. I lost my little, I didn't get, let me get that piece back in there. I lost my little purple piece. Where did he go? Let me get another one. Come on, we need a purple piece in there. And that tail. And I've got to get a pin through it so I don't lose it again. There you go. Well, let's leave that one in and put another one on top of it. Catching these. Okay. Now, that'll work. All right. That came off of it right here. We want to pick up the pink, lay that one in for just a different texture since it's laying there. We'll just use it. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and go around now. Keep going around the body. If we can get the body down, then that would be secure. Take your time. Don't try to hurry this. Don't try to make your stitches. I don't like to do multiple stitches. I like to do one stitch at a time. Lay it in exactly where I want it. I'm going to fold that little wing part up and go under it. Now I could really have taken these loose threads off down here, and I may still do that if it bothers me much, but because that wouldn't be hard to position back. But I do want to keep the branches where they are. Okay, I want to slant them a little bit flatter, so I'm going to make them longer to the back. Start closer to the edge and keep them longer and closer. Okay. And we'll come right up to the tail area. And let me tell you, there's a million ways to go about this. So if you don't like this way, or look around, because there are other artisans who do scrappy birds, and they have their own technique where they do it. And so this is just the way I do it. Works for me, but if it doesn't work for you, don't hesitate to find something that does. Okay, now I have started up here and slanted my feathery looking stitches that direction. Now I want to go this direction, so I have to turn, because I want to slant these again the way I think the feathers would go. And so I'll be laying them in the opposite direction. I'm going to go in and take a stitch on that blue part just so I can take that pin out and get it out of my way. All right. Now, we'll go back up into here, not very far from the edge. Take it just a little ways down at a slant. Keep it at a slant. But as you go around the body toward the tail, the stitches get longer and more slanted. And sometimes they're not necessarily just so much longer or so much more slanted, but just, you know, a little bit goes a long way. Okay. Now at this point, I am going to try to slant more. Stay up close to the edge to start. Make my stitches a little longer. Down close to the body. I am catching this other fabric that's on top there, and that's perfectly fine. You want to do that if you've got something laying up there like that, like I do. Okay. Okay, I'm going to unpin this and straighten my body out just a little bit because I've got a little pucker in it, so I'm going to have to work in that little pucker as I go around. No problem. Stay fairly close to begin, and then slant fairly down quite a ways down and keep it close to the edge. Keep those stitches laid out in the direction you think those feathers would go. Think of these stitches as feathers. Okay, we gotta get this back in here where this goes. Okay, because we don't want to sew him in where he don't go. Put him in there. Okay. All right. Okay. And this will be the last one on the body, even though we have more body out there. Back here, we will be catching that when we stitch the tail feathers. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and tie this off. All right. We have our bird stitched on, okay? But we're not done with him. We're going to stitch him a lot more, or her, or it, or whatever. I'm going to call it a him, but then it's probably a her, because I might put some eggs in this nest. But then hims and hers both sit on the eggs. So I don't know. I'll let you determine. You're going to determine when I get through what kind of a bird this is. It's either a he or a she. And so we'll see. All right. Now, what am I going to do next? Let's find some pretty purple and work on the tail feathers a little bit. Let's see if I have any purple in here that I want to use. I want a purple that will show, and I don't think I have one there. Oh my goodness. Oh, it hurts to reach. Oh. Sorry about all the moaning and the crying. Okay. This might be a perfect color, I'm thinking. And I really would like to have, I think, I don't see the color here I want. Let's see if it's in a different one. No. Maybe I've run out of it. I had some that I really loved. But you know what happens to thread you really love? You use it up. That's a good color right there. And we might add a splash of pink and a splash of yellow, but we'll wait a little while on that. See how this works. Okay, so I'm gonna stop right here, and when I come back we will be working on the tail and some of the wing. Okay, all right. Are you getting your feathers in place? Let's do these feathers in the wind. Okay, let's look and see how far I've come here. Let's put this light up a little brighter. There we go. I have done quite a bit of stitching. I have a darker steel blue thread and then a lighter kind of light purple thread right through here and through here. I have a yellow green thread and then a gold thread on the wing section through here. Okay, now that's all I've really done. You saw me stitch around all the way in the first video. Now I've got some of my pink thread and I'm going to work the top part of this wing here a little bit and maybe into the tail feathers. Oh, and yes, I did put some leaves on over here and sewed them on and got them right here. I haven't got my stem sewed down yet or my nest or anything, but this is where I'm at so far. You can see that I have a lot of stitches in here, okay? You want a lot of stitches. Stitches for these little birds is what really makes them look like little birds that have feathers. And the stitches give you movement and the ability to emulate the feather look. So don't hold back on stitches. Most of the time when I think my bird just doesn't look right yet, most of the time I just add more stitches and that works. So I'm going to work on, let me bring you up so you can see me stitching better. Adjust this camera a little bit. There you go. Okay, I'm going to work on getting this little piece of fabric, which is kind of like the top part, a little section of the wing. Want it to be, to show different colors. So it has some pink in it, so I'm going to follow through with some pink threads. Okay. I'm going to do the kind of different lengths, shorter and longer, over the edge, and I'm going to start slanting those to the back more. Okay, I'm going to space them out pretty good right now, just so I can get it down and see what I've got, what I might want to do more of. Let me go ahead and take the pin out now. Get around this. This is so much fun. It's a lot of little fussy sewing here, but it's just so much fun because with every stitch you give your bird personality. It's just amazing how each one ends up looking totally different. And they're just so cute. You just fall in love with them. Okay, there we have. It started with a little bit of stitching, but I believe we need a little more, so I'm going to add more. Start back up here and put some more stitches along in there. Drop them down a little bit further. Now, remember, you're not looking for perfect placement here because feathers don't lie that way. They don't line up just perfectly. And another thing, the more imperfect they are, in a sense, the more fluffy they look. And it's kind of cute when they're all fluffy. Get my thread twisted there. Oh goodness. Let's get my thread in here. Come up into the pink area a little bit. Okay. Drop a couple more down into the yellow area now. You see how more stitches, it's beginning to really delineate that top part of the wing, and also it's looking a little more feathery. Okay, like one layer of the wing is laying over a different bottom layer. And like I said, you don't be scared of the stitching. You almost cannot put too many stitches in. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, that sometimes you can overdo it, but most of the time you cannot. It just, the more you put in, the better it looks. Okay, do you see that? Now what I think I'm going to do just for fun is just go down and put a couple of these pink ones kind of underneath here. Kind of just right at the bottom of where we put all the yellow. Drop some pink color. Turn it around like that. Okay, I don't want to bring it all the way down. I don't want to change up the color all the way around. I just want to add a little pink down here at the bottom of the wing. It kind of comes up and ties in with the top. All these little decisions are intuitive. You make them as you go. Whatever looks good to you seems right at the time. Every bird you'll work just a little bit different. Okay, yeah, that kind of brings a little bit of that pink in there, which looks pretty good. All right, I think I'm liking that. And we don't have much on here, so I think what I will do is just add what I got down here. Just add a couple stitches to the bottom of this color, as long as it lasts. Okay, now we need to tie it off. Alrighty. Excuse the sniffing. Allergies, you know, I got allergies. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's tie that off right there and see what we got. All right, I like that. Do you like that? I think that bird is looking pretty. All right, let's get up into here a little. Okay, we want to use some of our purple, pink, and I'm thinking that we also might want to use a deeper purple. Let's see if I can scrounge in my little thing here. Get that out of there, that doesn't go in there. All right, I don't see any purple. I think that's, well, I don't know, that might work with that lighter pink color. We'll try that. I'll have to dig around in the bigger boxes. There's a purple, but it's not too far from one I've got, so probably won't make any difference. Okay, let's see here. Let's try the darker one first. See what happens. Okay, let's get a couple of things off here. All right, let me get this threaded and I'll be right back.